Okay, Scorpio, it's your turn. This is a little quickie 3-card reading for the Aries new moon coming up next week, the 27th of March, okay? It's a nutty one because there's so much firepower piling up in Aries, all that fire energy. Me, I'm new. It's all about, wow, what's happening? Wow, cool. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be that. Oh, get out of my way. Don't hurt anybody, okay? Don't let anybody hurt you, okay? It's a lot of firepower. And for Scorpio, that's happening over in your 6th house, which is sort of to do with like your, day-to-day life, your lifestyle and habits and your health, taking care of yourself in the very, very practical ways. Like, what's your diet? Are you managing your budget properly? Have you got all your is your closet sorted out? Are you keeping your house clean? Are you keeping your body clean? Are you taking care of yourself properly? Okay, it's very practical and orderly. And so you might be experiencing all sorts of, like, perhaps like awakenings in what to do or how to do that, or like these self-improvement things that might be happening, or at least the inspirations of how to upgrade your day-to-day life to be not only of service to others but to yourself, bringing it home, so to speak. Like, what can I do for you? How can I help you? How can I take care better myself? Because the better I do that, the better I am for others, okay? So that's sort of the energy we're talking about. And it might be it could be shocking, it could be surprising, it could be inspiring. It'll certainly be new, all right? So watch out for the signs, dear Scorpio. There'll probably be a lot of like synchronicity going on, like, oh wow, that license plate was speaking to me. I I know that person from a past life, and they're going to give me a tip on what to do in this life. Little things like that. Could be anything. All right? All right, so let's see. What have we got? I don't do reversals. I'm not going to pull out any flyers or qualifiers or anything like that. Just really straightforward. And then you can reinterpret the whole thing later on if you want, okay? However you want. I'm just doing my little interpretation of the story for you. So what's the situation? And how are we going to, like, well, these are the challenges. It's more like, okay, all right. And then this is like, how are we going to deal with all that? Okay. And what is the weather prevailing? Okay. So, dear Scorpio, we have the humble 5 of Pentacles. Okay. So, if perhaps it feels like this for you, okay, this is like the woe is me kind of poverty card. Like, look at me, poor me. Oh, like, what did I do wrong? What did I do to deserve this? Well, it's not that bad, okay? There's still 5 pentacles there, okay? And it's right behind you. Now you have to understand, Scorpio, with this little 5 of pentacles, if you notice, there's 2 people. And so they are both experiencing this sense of like lack or perhaps desolation between themselves. It's a shared experience. And it's almost like what you call the blind leading the blind. Sometimes if you go around, like in my neighborhood, there are a lot of homeless people. And guess what? It is literally like the blind leading the blind, because they don't know where else to go. You'll see somebody who can barely take care of themselves or eat or wash or anything, and they'll be happily pushing someone who's totally derelict in a wheelchair. And that's how they conduct their lives. And they might be the best of friends. They might not have wanted to be this way, but that's how things are. So when the weather feels like this, it's useful to understand that, like, there's some things in life happen by association. Like the decisions you make to hang out with the people in your life can affect you profoundly. Like if you make the wrong decision in a marriage, for example, it can end up like this. It might have started off okay in your naivety, but it might have ended up like this and you had no idea. So it's very, very important about decisions here. Like, surround yourself with talent, okay? So if this is rough weather where you're like feeling like your relationships might be a little like challenging, or where there's a sense of lack, like something's missing there, maybe there is something missing. So let's see what to do with that. And that might be simply because you've made some um, choices that where you were not fully informed and you ended up where you are, where you've got a little bit of this. But remember, this is weather. This too shall pass, just like the weather. Okay, so what is the situation exactly here? Okay, it's kind of like a moving on thing. So with this crappy weather, it might be inspiring you to feel like you have to move on away from the crappy weather, the people, the environment, and the situations that, like, well, like there was no harm intended. It just didn't work out because there might have been a sense of naivety on everybody's part. So you end up kind of like in a moving on situation, moving along from what may be happening here, like right now. This might be weather that's already in existence in your world. And then you are taking stock and looking around you and saying, you know what? It is weather. We can move on by deliberately choosing to do so. We can move away from things that might have been upsetting or turbulent or that didn't work, and we head further over into calm waters far, far away. And we take with us what we have, and that's fine, because that's all you need. And you kind of like look to new horizons, perhaps making a fresh start. But this is perhaps just maybe thinking about it, okay? So you might be thinking about that in that part of your life, about like, I don't want to say mundane, but just the day-to-day stuff. Like, we really need to move on. We need to upgrade. We need to do things a whole lot better. And we might have to just move on into a new way of being to do this. And most of that is to do with attitude, getting a whole new upgrade in attitude, Scorpio, and working at it, deliberately seeking it out. In other words, oh, what extra things do I have to learn that I didn't know? Do I have to go to the gym more? Am I supposed to, examine my diet better? Am I supposed to, what small day-to-day tasks and activities can I improve to make my life better? Not just in the little things as well. Like sometimes just tiny little things can blossom into huge improvements later on. And so you're coming to that awakening and you're coming to that awareness, and that's what you have to do. So even though this isn't a Pentacles card, it's more like taking care of business, okay? We know we got to move on. You don't have to live in a permanent state of lack, okay? So what is the challenge with all this? This is quite challenging weather, I have to say, Scorpio. It's awkward, okay? Now, like I said, I don't do reversals, okay? This is the Page of Wands. So the modest Page of Wands does have big dreams, okay? And the challenge might be like feeling like, am I ever going to really truly attain my dreams and rise to my level? The aspirations that I have, they are good. I am noble. I have good intentions. I I bring inspiration and spirit to others. I'm not only about trying to satisfy my own needs and wants. I believe I have something to offer to humanity above and beyond, okay? And I want to get there and get it done. And the challenge is like, I feel like maybe I don't have enough. Like, do I have the resources? So that in the challenge position is just like the little wands here, he's hoping to be the knight and then upgrading eventually to the king. Okay, like, but the question is, that seems like quite a journey right now. It seems like on the flat grounds here, those mountains are actually quite far away. And you know how you get these optical illusions where it looks close, but it's actually very, very far away. That's kind of what's happening here with the little page. And the challenge for you, Scorpio, is to like if it all looks too daunting for you, and the journey, it looks so epic to go from where you are to where you want to be, because you know you can be that, but it is an epic journey. It might feel a bit intimidating that I don't know if I'm ever going to get there. Do I really have the resources? Am I ever going to have the resources? Am I ever going to attract the resources? Because Scorpio, you're all about other people's resources. It's almost like you can't function unless you're in a deeply intimate partnership type of situation with other people who have equally valuable resources as your own, which can be like alchemized into something brand new that neither of you had before. And it becomes amazing and something new and vital and truly inspiring. But that is an epic challenge for the modest Page of Wands, okay? So, in other words, you might be intimidated by your own aspirations, okay? Don't be scared, all right? Don't be scared, Scorpio. Let's see how we're going to deal with this. Kaboom! Kaboom! Okay, we're going to cut through. We're going to cut the crap out. Whatever crap and shitty stuff is not working in your life, attitudes especially, beliefs, understandings that were flawed, broken, unhealthy, unworkable, redundant, obsolete, they're going to be cut away. And either you are going to do that yourself. In other words, it's like if you have an injury and there's no one else around, you have to sew up your own wound. That's what you're going to do, because that's how you stay healthy. You're not going to go, woe is me, poor me. Oh, I don't know what to do. No, you're going to take care of business. You're going to look like life very, very clearly and very squarely in the eye. And you are going to see the truth of your existence in very, very precise manners. And you are going to slice away whatever doesn't work. And you are going to take with you what does work into the future, okay? The Page of Swords can be a little bit rebellious, okay? It's almost like they can be a whistleblower. They can be pretty disruptive. And maybe that's what needs to be happening, because over in the your sixth house, there's going to be a lot of shaking up. It might be to do with health and day-to-day practices. We don't know. But don't be scared, okay, Scorpio? This is quite transformational energy, even though I don't see a transformation card here. Okay, and this is happening through a lot of it through your own volition. There are no major arcanas here to indicate a fated situation. This is of your making and your creation. You can figure it out, and you're going to figure it out. Okay, Scorpio? All right, happy new moon. Bye.